couple of weeks ago I mentioned trains. I love train travel, but train travel is really only enjoyable if the train turns up and gets you to your destination within a reasonable time frame, hence my problem with SNCF. Trains were also in the news over the last year in France for a rather unusual reason, or perhaps quite a usual reason when you consider the number of serious mistakes that normal, crazy people make. Now, I've mentioned a couple of times, I think, over the last few years that an awful lot of work has been going on at Geneva Airport. They've spent a fortune on Geneva Airport. They did up the passport control area, then they changed it, then they changed it again. They did up the security area, then they changed it, and then they changed it back. But when they changed it back, they actually invested in these wonderful little moving platforms that you can push your suitcases on whilst you're moving along in the queue. Little rollers to enable you simply glide towards the security checkpoint. Having spent that amount of money on this area of the airport authorities found it appropriate to invest in cheap blue plastic trays for you to put your laptop, your jacket or your belt in that don't fit the roller pathways that they actually invested in. They're about 3 centimetres too wide, so they jerk along, they fall off, people actually have to drag them along. What has that got to do with trains? Well, over the last year it was announced in France that SNCF, the state railway company, has ordered a whole fleet of new regional trains at a cost of 500 million euros. That's €500 million to you and me. Unfortunately, the trains that they have ordered are too wide for the platforms in every single station in France. It's not £500 million down the drain. It's £500 million, or euros I should say, that has to be augmented by probably another £500 million in order to alter the platforms in all the stations that these trains will serve. Ah, the joys of what normal crazy people do. Where would we be without them?